Welcome to the Going Within service this evening. My name is Marcia Jen. I play flute and guitar and vocals. It's Maria Costellas on flute. Thank you. We're going to play the opening selection for you tonight. Please join in if you feel like singing. I love to have people sing with me.
Marcia, Jen, and Maria Costales. Give them a hand. Beautiful. Wow, amazing grace. Beautiful. Thank you so much. So good evening. Welcome to the Wednesday night Going Within Gathering. My name is Reverend Lori McMacken. And we come together in community on a Wednesday night just to lift you up with like-minded people and to tap into the field of infinite possibilities, infinite potentiality. And this evening, I will be focusing on surrendering. So if there's anything in your life that you want to give up control and you want to surrender and allow Spirit to do the heavy lifting, I'm going to ask you to come forward and set the intention for this evening as Maria delivers her gifts and we practice the presence together. Beautiful. Thank you, Maria. So this is the time of the service where we practice the silence together. And we have a beautiful harp that's going to lead us in a meditation this evening. So I invite you to close your eyes and to go within and to breathe into your heart space. Breathe into the eye of love, the eye of joy. And as you breathe into this heart space, think of something that brings so much love in your life, whether it be a family member, a spouse, a beautiful animal. And just times that love by 10. That's right. And as you breathe into this heart space, allow this unconditional love to fill your whole body up. And as you breathe through the harp, allow this love to fill up the whole sanctuary as we practice the presence together.
is the creator and the creation, the seen and the unseen, always expressing for good in, as, and through every living being. I live within this creator, and I am its creation. It moves through me and expresses as me in every now moment. And as I know this for myself, I know that each person here tonight is a perfect part of that whole, the beloved of the Creator. As we listen to the beautiful music and the words of Reverend Laurie Mack this evening, we open our hearts to the blessings and the gifts that we came here to receive and accept. And so it is. My name is Nancy Mills, and holding the light tonight is Kathleen Lees. And I just want you all to be aware that following the service, we are available for prayer. We don't want any one of you to leave here with anything heavy on your heart. And now I'm going to do a reading from the Joyous Abundance Journal. The only way things can change is if we allow them to change. Nothing will be new if we keep doing things exactly as we have always done them. This means our thoughts, behaviors, attitudes, and/or actions may need to change. Can we imagine that possibility? And now we welcome Reverend Laurie Mack.
Thank you, Nancy. Thank you, Marcia. Thank you, Marie. It was beautiful. Oh, boy, how about that meditation? Did you go to La La Land? I know I did. Woo, it was just beautiful with that harp playing. Thank you so much. So, can you remember all the times in your life where you have suffered? No, I'm not talking about like when and where. I'm talking like you probably have suffered because something didn't change fast enough for you. I know I was the type of person that, God grant me patience, but hurry, or you're suffering because you want things to stay the same. Or we suffer because people have made transitions in our lives. And then we suffer because maybe we have our health changes, or maybe our financial status changes, or our career, or maybe a material possession. But it's all about change. And then it all depends upon your consciousness. If you are connected to Spirit on a regular basis, okay, then you have the consciousness of unity, then you can flow through these changes with grace. And if you are having a feeling of separation, usually what happens, you move through these changes with fear, with doubt, with worry, with an anxiety. And this is why we come here on a Wednesday night, because it doesn't matter how spiritual you are, we're all going to have changes in our life. And we're all going to get separated from Spirit. But it's how fast we get out of the ditch and we get back connected into that flow of life. There's an ancient wisdom saying that this too shall pass. And it's teaching us that everything in life is change and everything is uncertainty. And it's when we can let go and we can just allow this and with attachment and to move through these changes, knowing that God is always knowing where God is going and what life is doing and always has our back. And then we can open that portal and go through it with ease and with grace. We think that impermanence makes us suffer. It's not impermanence that makes us suffer. And what makes us suffer is wanting things to be permanent when they are not. Thich Nhat Hanh, our local Buddhist, right? So the law of impermanence is that everything in life is always changing. Everything has a beginning and everything has an end. Everything has a shelf life to it, an expiration date. The only thing that doesn't have an expiration date is spirit, the life principle of spirit itself. But it is greater than the form that it occupies. It lives, it moves in, through, and out of form at all times. And when we connect ourselves, when we realize that we can transform our life by seeing life as the great element of water, like say as the river. They say that no man stands in the river twice because the river is not the river bed. The river is the water flowing through the bed. And the water is always flowing forward. So we can flow with the changes with ease and grace and knowing that the river always knows what it's doing. It always knows where it's going. Or we can move against the current. And this is when we live in that fear and that doubt and that judgment and in that control. There are things that we never want to let go of and people we never want to leave behind. But keep in mind that letting go isn't the end of the world. It's the beginning of a new life. Dennis Merritt Jones wrote the book, The Art of Uncertainty. And he was a religious science minister. At one time, he had his own church, and he had a congregant in his church who was a 92-year-old man who had beautiful blue periwinkle eyes, and he dressed in a two-piece suit and a tie, and he had a really cute sports cap that he wore. And he was telling Dennis that, I'm 92 years old, but I have some life in me, and I want to get married again. You see, he was married for 65 years, and his wife had passed away, and had been a widower for 5 years. But he had no problem with the dates. He could get the ladies, but after the third date, the ladies usually dropped him. And he said, well, hey, let me come to your house and see what's going on. So he went to his home for dinner, and as he served him dinner, he sat and talked about his wife the whole time. And then he gave him a tour of the home. And every single room had pictures of his wife hanging on the walls or on the furniture. And then he noticed that all his wife's clothes were hanging in the closet. And not only that, but he was still wearing his wedding ring. So then he said to him, they sat and had a little practitioner session, and he let him know that, you don't look like you've let your wife go in your heart, your mind, your body, or your home. And so it looks like to the ladies that you're not emotionally available. So it was important that you have to let go of what was yesterday in order for what could be tomorrow to come in. So, and this is like a universal principle that the universe is like a vacuum, and there's never a void, that when we let go of something, then we bring in a new idea. We bring in a new situation, but we can't do that until we let go of control, until we surrender. It's almost like when you're in foundations class, the first thing they have you do is clean out all your closets, right? And you clean out your garage and your home and your car. And then actually in practitioner training, they have you do that too. And the reason why is because the world is like a vacuum, and it will come right in and fill that space up once you let it go and once you surrender to that greater good. Do you remember Forrest Gump? The movie Forrest Gump. He had found a feather that was floating in the air. And he said, I don't know if we each have a destiny or if we're just floating around accidental, like on a breeze. But I think maybe it's both. And what he was doing is he was explaining really the magic of life and the theory of living in the unknown and giving up a control and just allowing things to happen. And as I was reading this little story about Forrest Gump, I thought it'd be kind of fun if I had a feather when I was telling it. But I I didn't have a feather, and I really didn't have time to go look for a feather. And the funny thing is, when I'm talking about the unknown and giving up control and surrendering to the universe, I went for a walk yesterday into Oceanside, and I was crossing the bridge, and all of a sudden this feather was like standing right in front of me. I go, well, this is perfect. And so what he's talking about is that you have an idea, like the feather has an idea. It's going to move towards the ground, but you can't control how it's going to get there and what path it's going to take and exactly where it's going to drop. And this is exactly what the theory is. Almost like when you go on vacation, you have to make sure that, the dog's taken care of, and if you have children, they're taken care of, and someone's watching your home. And you go on this vacation, and you're going to have so much fun. And you let go of your 9-to-5 job. You let go of everything that was happening at home. And magic starts to occur because you're in this higher vibration, right? And you've given up control of your life, and you surrender to anything that's going on at work. And then when you get home, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe it. All of a sudden, all these jobs that were in the pipeline come flying into you, but you didn't have to do anything. You just let go and you went and had fun. And then people start calling you that you've been waiting for their phone calls forever. And this is the whole prospect of this theory that when you have something in your life that you want to obtain, that instead of gripping it tight like this, okay, you just you leave it open enough for spirit to come in, right? Because when spirit comes in, if you leave it too far open, then it falls apart. So when spirit comes in, then you are co-creating with the expression of spirit. I remember when I was younger, I learned that if I wanted anything, that I would have to get it myself. So I learned willpower. I'm going to get something because I'm going to will it. I'm going to be a professional dancer, and I'm going to do it, and I'm going to work hard, and I'm going to get this done. And it just amazed me when I came into this teaching, when I learned this lesson, how beautiful it is that you can co-create with spirit. You don't have to work hard. I used to think I had to work hard for everything I ever had in my life. But you want to know what the best bang for your buck is to co-create with spirit. Because you do less work and you get a bigger return on your money. No, really. You just okay, this is it. I'm going to focus on what it is that I want. I'm not going to control how I'm going to get there. And I'm not going to control exactly what happens in the end. But what happens, magic starts to appear. And if you stay in the ever-present of right here and right now, it's almost like, when you go fishing and you have a bobbin on the end, and you're in the present moment, the bobbin goes down, you pull it back to get the fish. This is what it's like. Okay, you're in the moment. Spirit just told you to make a right or to make a left, to make this phone call or to do this or to do that. But you don't have to go in circles trying to make things happen. You just set the intention and you just allow Spirit to do the heavy work. And it's really quite a beautiful theory of surrendering to the greater good of spirit. I love this quote. Ann Landers, hanging on to resentment is letting someone you despise live rent-free in your mind. Today might be a good day to evict someone from your head. The thing is we can't help, because life is always changing and rearranging, and this is just the natural flow of life. We can't help but to get sideswiped. We can't help but to all of a sudden something just triggers us. But it's how quick we can get out of that ditch and get into the flow. It's like we have to manage our energy level and making sure that we are moving in the flow of a spirit. So about a month ago, I'm in Los Angeles. I'm working on an apartment, and I get a water bill. My water bill for this building is usually $800, but my water bill is $1,600. Oh, fume was flying out of my ears. So I call up the company, and they tell me what the meter was. They go check your meter, and if it's different, then call us up, and we'll come adjust it. So the meter was correct. And so I'm in an apartment, and I hear water. And I'm thinking, what is this? It's upstairs. The toilet is running. I had a tenant for a whole month, had a toilet running, didn't tell me, and it cost me $800. I was so angry. You could see the smoke just pouring out of my ears. And I knew not to do anything. I mean, I was thinking, oh, I'm just going to evict this person. No, I'm going to make him pay the whole bill. I mean, I was thinking everything. And yeah, I was going against the current, and I couldn't even get out of the ditch. So I had to go to Home Depot to get the parts so my handyman could fix it. And I'm sitting in the car, and I say, okay, Spirit, you got to help me get out of this ditch because I don't know what to do right now. I know that I am just living in anger and fear and resentment right now. So I went into Home Depot, and I'm walking down the aisle in Home Depot, and there is a Hispanic man who works there who was walking parallel with me. And we're not looking at each other, and all of a sudden he says, I feel great. And if you know me, I love to roll the R's. So I became like a parrot, and I said, I feel great. And I looked at him, and he was like, and then he said, I feel great. And I'm walking, I'm like not looking at him, and I said, I feel great. And then he said, it's great to be alive. And I said, it's great to be alive. And I still didn't look at him. And I went and paid for my stuff, and he came up to me. And in that moment that I said, it's great to be alive, I felt free. It's almost like I had a new perspective. I thought, wow, I'm so blessed. I'm living in this physical body. I'm alive right now. Who cares, $800? Money comes and money goes, and Spirit will take care of me. All of a sudden, I'm flowing, right? I'm in alignment with Spirit. He came up to me and said, you made my day. I said, no, you made my life. You know, it felt so good. Repeat after me. I feel great. I feel great. It's great to be alive. And it's really that feeling of being blessed and being in that state of gratitude that makes you feel really, really good. So then, the last time I saw you, I told you about a little tax issue that I have, and I won't get into that again, but they resolved it, okay, right away. So it was all water under the bridge. I know I'm going to use a different tax people next year, but no big deal. I'm not holding anything. It's done, okay? So last week, I get a phone call from the lady that owns the tax company. And I'm working, and I didn't see the phone call. And then I got an email. I want to talk to you. And I couldn't get online because I was in LA. When I got home, I got 2 more phone calls. I thought, oh, my God, this lady really wants to talk to me. So she owns the company, and she says, oh, I want to apologize. So she gives me this real sappy apology. And I'm like, wow, where is this going? I said, well, you know, it's okay. I mean, it's all good. It was amended, so no big deal. She goes, no, I really want to apologize. And she said, now tell me what happened. And I didn't want to tell her what happened again, but I told her what happened. And she says, now what I want to do is I want to make this up to you. I want to give you all your money back. I said, no, really? You don't really have to do that. You know, it's okay. No. I want to give you all your money back. Now, she did my taxes, and she did 2 years after that. She amended them. So I gave her $2,200. So then something said, you know, say yes. So I said, okay, yeah. So then when it's all done, I'm thinking, okay, where is this going? She said, do you know, your story sounds exactly like a story when someone wrote a review on Yelp. I said, no, stop. I did not write a review on Yelp, so don't even go there. So I made her stop, end the conversation. We pleasantly said goodbye, and she said she's going to pay me off, right? So I go to Yelp. And there was a girl that had the same story that I had, and she was from Carlsbad, California. I went, oh my God. So I thought to myself, why is it that this happened to me? Why didn't they go to her? Because I wasn't in resistance, right? It was all water under the bridge because the river flows. And river doesn't have resistance. It's flowing through the line of least resistance. So then I went back the next day, and I looked on to that review again, and it was off. So she found her and paid her off. So she had to pay me off, and she had to pay her off. She didn't have to pay me off, but she kind of deserved that, right? Like when you're not really being authentic, then you're kind of deserve it. So it's really about really every single day cleaning your energy. Am I surrendering? Am I going with the flow of life? Am I going against the flow? And if you're going against the flow, get in that state of, I feel great. It's great to be alive, because it makes you feel good. And it moves you, gratitude always moves you out of a state of stagnation or going against life purposes. So again, I was working in LA, and I went into the ditch again. I was working really hard, like for 3 weeks, and I had a realtor who's been with me for years, and he kind of, every time he pointed, I did whatever he said, because he has a big picture view, and I liked it, and I'm in it for the long term. So we said on Friday we're going to get together at 3 o'clock. I'd be done with the whole project after 3 weeks. At Friday at 3 o'clock, I called him, and he was busy. And it kind of made me angry, you know what I mean? Because it's all about me. And and he got sidetracked. And so I must have gave him some attitude, and then he got angry with me, and there was a little rift between us. And afterwards I felt like, that's not good. I'm not flowing right now. And so I just thought about all the things, authentically, that he has done. My last tenant that he put in there was there for 9 years. He's helped me for so many years. He's given me such great advice. And so, the next day I texted him. I just said, thanks for giving me all the great advice, and thanks for everything you've done from the past tenant who was there for 9 years, and this, just going on and on. And I was being real. And Sunday he called me up, and he said, okay, well, I showed it to 12 people, and 6 people took applications. So I was like, yeah. So really, it is about just kind of cleaning our energy up on a daily basis, and making sure that we're flowing with the energy of life, that we're not in resistance, that we're out of judgment, we're out of control. And we say every day, it's surrender. What can I surrender to? Can I surrender to my oneness with God? Can I surrender to, just the love for all the people around me? Can I surrender or not have judgment for everything in my life or anyone in my life? It's really about surrendering and giving up control. There was a lady, her name was Judith Orloff, and she wrote a book called Surrender and Intuition. And maybe I'll do a talk on her one day. Boy, I really enjoyed her on YouTube. But she has a beautiful meditation that it's a 3-minute heart meditation that I want to teach you, that every day you kind of check in and you wonder, you're asking yourself if you're trying to control something. And Jen, when you come up, I'm just going to explain this, and then we're going to do it. So what it is if you have something in your life that you're trying to control, okay, and you want to give up that control. And this is like a check-in that you can do like 5 times a day, that you just sit down and you get quiet somewhere, whether it's in your car or in a room or, on a break, and you breathe into that heart space. And then when, we're going to do it in a second. I want to explain it first. And then when your thoughts come into your mind, you just allow the thoughts to flow through your mind like a cloud, okay? And then while you're there and you're thinking kind of what you're going to ask Spirit, because you're going to be very specific on what you want, you put your hand like right on your heart. This is like this energy center for compassion. And when you're in there, you ask a question. Like a question could be, can you guide me towards a job that will pay for my lifestyle? Or it could be as simple as, those cute pink shoes I saw in the magazine, where can I get them? Or, or where can I get some information on this next project that I'm doing? Whatever it is that you feel like you're trying to control, but it's not working. And then you kind of you give it up after that. You meditate on it a little bit, and then you just say, it's thy will, not mine, will be done. I am surrendered, complete, accepting the divine flow, and so it is. So you're just putting yourself in the divine flow, but you're asking to co-create with Spirit. So I'm going to have Jen play a little heart music, and I invite you to close your eyes and to go within, and to think of something in your life that maybe you've been trying to control, and you want to give up control. You want to surrender to the greater good, and you want to co-create with Spirit, and you just want to allow this larger life force energy to come into your life and to bring the magic and to bring the joy. And part of that is just not doing the heavy lifting and letting Spirit do that, doing that, and just have that intention and leave space for Spirit to come in. So as you breathe into your heart space, I'm going to give you a couple minutes in silence. thoughts come in, just allow them to move like clouds in the sky. So I invite you to take your hand and put it on this energy center of compassion right above your heart in the middle of your chest. Having compassion for yourself right now. And ask yourself, what am I feeling? Is the tension just falling away? Are you feeling peaceful? Be honest. And so now I want you to take a minute and ask Spirit to co-create with you. What is it specifically that you're looking for in your life, that you want to give up control and just allow the magic of life to flow through you? So now I invite you to open your eyes. And together, let's say this affirmation. Thy will, not mine, be done. I am surrendered, complete, accepting the divine flow, and so it is. And now Marcia, Jen, and Maria Costales. Thank you.
That was a wonderful talk, Reverend Lori. We're going to wake you guys up if the harp was lulling with a real freedom song. And okay. Be yourself, people of the earth. Be yourself, let your freedom soar. Be yourself, people of the earth. Give your gifts to each other forevermore. Be yourself, people of the earth. Be yourself, let your freedom soar. Be yourself, people of the earth. Give your gifts to each other forevermore. Be yourself, people of the earth. Be yourself, let your freedom soar. Be yourself, people of the earth. Give your gifts to each other forevermore. Let your freedom soar. 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 Be yourself, people of the earth. Give your gifts to each other forevermore.
Thank you, Maria. Wow. And Marsha, that was beautiful. Thank you. So now is the time that we give our gifts to each other. I invite our ushers to come forward. So this is the time where we allow you to give back to your spiritual community to support this beautiful spiritual building in our community as we expand and grow in consciousness. And I invite you to take your gift and to place it over your heart. I'll change this while we're here. Place it over your heart and let's go within. As I recognize that infinite abundance of love and joy and wholeness that expresses itself within each and every person's life, I know that these gifts are divinely blessed and they are multiplied abundantly in each person's life, knowing that doors of opportunities are always opening and these gifts are given with love and freely and joyfully, and so it is. So it is. Now together we say, divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. Here's a beautiful song by Marsha Jen, another beautiful song.
As I give, I receive a beautiful life. As I give, I receive a beautiful life. As I give, I receive a beautiful life. Blessings flow from me to you. As I give, I receive a beautiful life. As I give, I receive a beautiful life. As I give, I receive a beautiful life. Blessings flow from me to you. Blessings flow from me to you. Oh, to you. Oh, to you.
Beautiful, yes. So this is the time of our service where we bless the people that we love and we bring them into the circle of love. We bring prayer into their hearts, knowing that this is really the crutch of our teaching, spiritual mind treatment. So if you have someone in your life that you would like to have prayer for, raise your hand and we will put them in the circle of love. Melanie, Debbie. Jerry. Sheila and Terry. Anyone else? Kathleen. And we're going to add everyone in our prayer box, or whoever put a prayer request here at Seaside. Lindsay. All right, thank you. So I invite you to continue playing with me, Maria. And I invite you to close your eyes and go within as I recognize this beautiful expression of spirit that's always expressing itself in all and through all. I know there's only one life, and that is the life of God. It is divine. It is beautiful. It is this essence of loving energy that continues to flow in, through, and around each and every person that we put into this circle of love. For the circle of love is complete. It binds all together with cords of everlasting joy. I cannot depart from his presence nor wander from his care. That circle of love is complete within the consciousness of my mind. It is complete within the consciousness of this room. So how beautiful it is that we put the people that we love into the circle to know that there is a perfect pattern for them that is expressing itself out into the world. Each person is perfect, whole, and they are complete. I lift them up into the realm of spirit, knowing that they are the essence of love and they are the essence of light. They are surrounded by the divine. And I'm grateful for this perfect healing now as I release my word into the law, knowing that it is done, and so it is. So I want to thank Melanie Bennett. And Melanie, what's the name of your movie that you just put out? The World is My Country. It had a great big showing. It was successful, right? And we will probably see it here. What? Is it called theworldismycountry.com? All right, and we'll probably show it here at Seaside sometime too. And Gregory, I love you. My mother loves you, and thank you for showing up every single Wednesday. And thank you for all our online viewers. Kathleen Lee, thank you for coming here and holding light for us. And thank you, Nancy Mills. You did a beautiful job, absolutely beautiful. Thank you for your consciousness. And our beautiful musicians, thank you, Marcia Jen, for all your talent. And Maria Costales. Boy, they are a beautiful team, aren't they? Thank you so much. Let's see what's going on inside Seaside. Just a couple things. All the dances of Universal Peace are May 21st, as you see. She's not going to be here, but she'll be here I don't know. She's here, in and out of the dances, but she's part of the team. And then the deep sound meditation, and Maria does that. However, I heard that it is canceled. I just found out before I came here, so that's canceled this month. So X that, okay? And James Van Prague, if you haven't seen James Van Prague, make sure you see him. It's so life transforming to go and listen to what they have to say. I'll probably have to go again. And everyone please stand. Kathleen Lee, why don't you come join us? Let's say our universal blessing together. May all beings be well and happy. May all beings be free from strife. May all beings return to love. Peace be with you forevermore. Please take hands and we will do our closing song, which I don't know if you know this, but this song was written by Marcia Jen. And Kathleen Lee, come on up, Nance. Here, Kathleen Lee, come up.
Fill with peace from the angels who love our world. Let your hearts fill with peace
love you, Seaside. May you walk in peace. Please join us for cookies and gathering. This is a great song for your movie, Melanie.